Hey everybody, my name's Bob. This is my backyard. Today's actually March 27th, 2026, and the lumber pile out here has been buried underneath the snow for a while. So I forget how many months this wood sat, but I want to get it in the shop and get it dried out a little bit more, and mostly because I'm going to take the 1x4 pine that's on this pile. I'm going to put it in the shop so I can plane it down to get it all the same thickness and get it made into strapping for the ceiling of the shop. Then we can start getting it up, because I gotta get rolling on this, and I gotta get more more trees cut and logs out of the bush. And if I can get some things ahead now before as it gets muddy, then I'll be able to haul stuff out when it's dry. But when I mean the ground, the planting season will start soon, so we'll have to get the garden in and stuff like that. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to do the things I have to do, but we'll see how everything goes. I'm not going to film the process of me carrying this into the shop. I just thought I'd show you what it looks like. We even had a branch come down out of the maple tree that's protecting it, and I'm going to show you just a couple of things on the piles. So this pile here, you guys would have seen me stack and sticker this a little while ago, and I didn't get all the stickers in the top row. I should have. I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. But by the time I got the stickers cut to put on top, it was buried in the snow. And the pile that's over there, that's a lot of poplar, over there in front of the van, is 8-foot stuff. And it had 2 feet of snow on it a couple of weeks ago. And this one here I had shoveled off to pile this on. So I'm going to get this stack moved, and then some of the stack moved, and then we'll get back to filming the video. Oh, we'll do a moisture check on it too. Okay, I'm back. Something I didn't mention. Beautiful sunny day outside, right? But it is -5. We've been going from snow to rain, back to snow, back to rain, back to sunshine. We're going to be hitting a warm stretch coming up here. I was talking to my cousin the other day, and they said the sap run for maple syrup isn't very hard. It's been a slow run. There's been 3 slow runs, he said. But hey, it is what it is. Birds are singing, the sun is shining, and everything should be going right with the world in a few weeks. We're going to be heading into mud season, like I was mentioning earlier. Now, the pile out there was froze. I only got down the first 2 layers, which worked out to 11 boards. They're 4 inches wide, if you guys remember from before. And coming off the lumber pile outside, I have it set to building. Okay? Let's make sure you guys can see what I see. See, it's set to building. Okay, the boards are running anywhere from 3% to 6%. I think was the highest I seen. I think it depends on where they were in the pile. But is what it is. As you can hear, I'm starting another fire. It's 35 degrees Fahrenheit in here, which is, what is that? 35 degrees? Yeah, so we're like plus 2, maybe plus 3 on the silliness scale. So I'm going to get a little fire going here, maybe a little hotter. I'm going to try to get all the ice melted off these boards, because they are frosted. You can see the ice on these boards is pretty thick. Right, like right here, that's all ice. Those are the ones that were on top, and they were the ones that were reading the highest moisture content. So they got the most rain the other day. And it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So I thought, well, I better get these inside. I do have boards in here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 boards that are 4 inches wide. So with those 5 boards, that gives me what, 16 boards. 16 boards. Well, I need 3 boards to go the length of the building. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. 5 rows will get me. Now, if I do 16-inch centers, just for a visual, I'll use the tape measure and show you what we're talking about. Okay, I think I tipped you up a little bit. I think this is always the fun part. You want to make sure you guys stay in frame. So five rows is to here. 5 rows on 16-inch centers. So I could sneak it out a bit if I went 2-foot centers. I'd be 1, 2 to here. Counted wrong. Feet of my right hand, which is on your left. So I'll be out to here with 5 rows. But that's a 4-inch wide board, and that gives me enough room to nail good or well, depending on your English. And I think that'll work pretty good. Once I get the fire going good in here, I'm just going to turn the fan on and point it at those boards and just get it, well, I got the upper fan. I'm going to plug it in, the one that I normally have plugged in. I'll just let it circulate the air. It'll blow by or on, and I'll take the lower one and I'll put it on top of the garbage can and blow at the bottom. So it should get a lot of airflow. We'll get the ice and snow melted off, and then hopefully, I say hopefully a lot. Remember, hopefully. Next week, we'll be able to get down in that pile a little farther. There's another 10 boards in there, which would get us out almost to the center of the ceiling. If I go full run. If I don't go full runs, if I only go staggered joints, all the rest of it, I might be able to get partway across the shop. But the idea is if I can get a few boards out, enough to get boards on, then I can start my staggered joints, start the process of putting lumber on the ceiling, finishing it off, which is going to be a big process because I'm going to have to coordinate with my son to get his help, and I'm going to have to get scaffolding in here to work off of, which is not a big deal. It's in the van outside, but yeah, could be fun times. And we still got logs to mill, body work to do on my old truck because my son's going to fix it up. Show you the progress on that. Won't show you him doing the work. A little camera shy. I haven't really talked to him about it, but I'm thinking he's going to say no. And we'll give progress on it. and it'll be back to milling logs and everything this spring. I do have a bunch of trees I'm going to take right away and get them down. Like I said, gotta wait for the stuff to clear up. My road going into the bush off the main road is in good shape. I've got it plowed, so it should be melting now. Every time the sun comes out, it should be almost down to bare, up to the top of the one hill, which on the top of the hill the snow is pretty thin, and it's on rock, so it gets a lot of sunlight, gets a lot of melt, and then it's just a matter of getting those trees down and down to the mill. And I'm going to hopefully I'm hopefully going to have a bunch of logs stockpiled down here, so I can just grab one log, bring it over, get it milled, get it stacked. I got to build some new lumber racks outside so I can get them off that trailer, because that trailer I need to do this summer too. If not finish it, I'm going to have to start it, get it sandblasted and painted stuff, because it's got to be put in service really soon. I'm without a trailer, so I'm just kind of stuck. I need to get it done. I've been trying to get it done for years. That being said, I think that's going to be it for this video. Nice, short, down, dirty video. It's just, I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. I have filmed. I've got a video coming out that's been in 3 weeks in the making, because I was so angry I couldn't finish filming it. I tried, and then something happened, and it made me angrier again. So I've left the video, but what made me angry hasn't been fixed yet. I'm just going to leave it at that. A lot of you aren't going to know. My friends won't even know, because I've been staying pretty mum about it, as they say. You know, and it's tax season. Tax season doesn't help either. And with the way the weather's been going, we're into the mental blahs, as you say, because the end of winter blahs. So all that stuff piled on top of each other, it's made the last 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, a little rough. Life gets interesting. It does. But we got lots of stuff we're going to do. There's lots of things we're going to do. I did clean the chimney the other day. That'll be coming out with that other video, because that is all part and parcel of the same thing, of stuff going wrong and me getting mad and other stuff compiling on it. I'm usually a fairly easygoing guy till you upset me, then I am kind of not very nice anymore. I do have a big long fuse most of the time. Some people say I'm too short-tempered, but I'm one of those people that blow off steam real quick, and then I forget about it, and I'm okay. But sometimes it boils and bubbles, and I don't get mad at the beginning. It festers too much. So I kind of put that video off because I was festering too much. I'm starting to get festering too much in this one. Anyways, next video after this stuff is melted and get it down to decent flexibility. We'll get it planed, and then I'm not going to worry about sizing the width. I don't care about the width. What I care about is it going up on the ceiling. If it's wider than what it needs to be, so be it. It gives me more nailing surface for the nails holding it on. It means they're farther apart, right? Because you can keep them in further from the edges so the boards won't split. Once they're up there, it gives you more nailing surface for the boards going the other direction, which is a bonus in some aspects. But we got to get them all the same thickness. Excuse me, that's priority. And then the drying process, as I get those 4-inch boards off the top of the pile that's on the rack, they'll come down, they'll I'll have them down. I'll plane them all in one shot, so they're all done together. Some of these boards will probably break because they've got weak spots in them where the knots are. That's okay, because you always got to cut, trim, and the beautiest part about putting strapping on the ceiling is you don't have to maintain a straight line if you don't want to. You can always go straight, but you can stagger one past another if you have to. You don't necessarily have to end on a joist. You can end a couple inches past and be offside a bit, because when you're putting your strapping across, or your stuff material across, because we're dealing with shiplap, I'm going to see every place I'm putting a nail, right? And it's going to be, their boards are only going to be 7 inches across, so I can go tick tick, you won't even see the nails from the ground, right? So it'll be fine. And when we get to the walls are going to be nailed every 4 feet, because that's where the blocking is. But because it's an interior wall, like, you know, it's interior siding, I should say, because it's interior siding, every 4 feet should be fine. And I'm going to mark the studs on the floor in a couple of spots where I know their studs are. And then when I know I'm putting cabinets up above, I'll be able to screw right into a stud, right? Same as these racks, they'll be screwed right into a stud, so there'll be no way it's coming off the wall. It'll be into a stud. It won't be just into the pine board or the poplar board. So yeah, because I really don't want to go horizontal with my boards, because they'll hold dust. And if I got a lot of dust in there, when I go to paint something or use stain, I'm going to have to blow the whole shop out, which means then I got to run my collection fans for my air filtration longer, right? Because I'm going to have to blow everything out and let it run for about 2 hours to get rid of all the dust out of the air. We don't need that. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. Sorry it's been two weeks, almost 3 weeks that I haven't put something out. Please bear with me. I'm going to put more stuff out sooner. And any luck, spring's going to get here, and we'll be rolling on out in the yard doing stuff there. I got a bunch of chipping to do, and I'm going to talk about my solar panels and stuff like that, because I've had them for a while, but I'm trying to I got to figure out a better way to keep the grass and the trees from growing out underneath. Anyways, please like, subscribe, share, enjoy the content. If I do something you don't like, let me know. I got fairly thick skin, so we'll talk to you later. Bye.